The Escape of Arsène Lupin. Arsène Lupin had just finished his repast and taken from his pocket an excellent cigar with a gold band, which he was examining with unusual care when the door of his cell was opened. He had barely time to throw the cigar into the drawer and move away from the table. The guard entered. It was the hour for exercise. "I was waiting for you, my dear boy," exclaimed Lupin, in his accustomed good humor. They went out together. As soon as they had disappeared at a turn in the corridor, two men entered the cell and commenced a minute examination of it. One was Inspector Dieuzy, the other was Inspector Folenfant. They wished to verify their suspicion that Arsène Lupin was in communication with his accomplices outside of the prison. On the preceding evening, the Grand Journal had published these lines addressed to its court reporter. "Monsieur, in a recent article you referred to me in most unjustifiable terms. Some days before the opening of my trial I will call you to account. Arsène Lupin." The handwriting was certainly that of Arsène Lupin. Consequently, he sent letters, and, no doubt, received letters. It was certain that he was preparing for that escape thus arrogantly announced by him. The situation had become intolerable. Acting in conjunction with the examining judge, the chief of the Sûreté, M. Dudouis, had visited the prison and instructed the jailer in regard to the precautions necessary to ensure Lupin's safety. At the same time, he sent the two men to examine the prisoner's cell. They raised every stone, ransacked the bed, did everything customary in such a case, but they discovered nothing, and were about to abandon their investigation when the guard entered hastily and said, "The drawer! Look in the table drawer! When I entered just now, he was closing it." They opened the drawer, and Dieuzy exclaimed, "Ah, we have him this time." Folenfant stopped him. "Wait a moment. The chief will want to make an inventory." "This is a very choice cigar." "Leave it there and notify the chief." 2 minutes later, M. Dudouis examined the contents of the drawer. First, he discovered a bundle of newspaper clippings relating to Arsène Lupin taken from the Argus de la Presse, then a tobacco box, a pipe, some paper called onion peel, and 2 books. He read the titles of the books. One was an English edition of Carlyle's Hero Worship. The other was a charming Elzevir in modern binding, the Manual of Epictetus, a German translation published at Leiden in 1634. On examining the books, he found that all the pages were underlined.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?